Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Today I want to show you probably the easiest and the fastest way to set up your database, generate your Prisma schema, and start writing your backend code immediately. For this, we'll be using Prisma, of course. If you're not familiar with how to install Prisma in a Node.js project, you will find the full setup linked in the description. And we'll also be using StackRender, a free and open source database schema generator, to design our database and generate the initial Postgres DDL. So let's get started. Alright, so let's jump into the setup. I'm starting here with a completely fresh Node.js project where Prisma is already installed and configured. If I open up my schema.prisma file, you will see it's totally empty. No models, no relationships, nothing. The project is already connected to a local Postgres database called ecommerce DB. And if I switch over to pgadmin, you can see that the database itself is also empty. Now, instead of manually designing the schema, we are going to generate it using StackRender. Inside StackRender, as you can see, I already have a workspace open here. Let's start by creating a new database. We will call it ecommerce DB and choose Postgres. Perfect. We are now starting with a completely empty diagram. From here, we could design the database manually or import an existing database. But for this example, we will let the AI do the heavy lifting for us. So I will give it a prompt, design me an e-commerce multi-vendor database, and hit enter. In just a few seconds, StackRender generated the full diagram, and of course everything here is editable. You can tweak tables, rename fields, adjust relationships, whatever you need. Once the diagram looks good, I'll open the code section here and export the SQL script. Back in pgadmin, I will run the SQL script to deploy the entire database. After it executes, you will see all the tables and relationship created for us automatically. And now that the database is fully set up, we can go back to our project and use Prisma to pull the database, which instantly generates our prisma.schema file based on the tables that StackRender created. Okay, now let's test our database and make sure everything works as intended. For this, I created the very simple post-product endpoints using Express. We receive the data from the client, validated using Zod, then insert the product and its images into the database using Prisma. Finally, we return the created product along with its category, vendor, and images. Let's run our API here with npm run dev. And before jumping into Postman, let's quickly check the database. I'll head over to pgadmin, run a select on the product table, and as you can see, it's completely empty. Now, let's switch to Postman. To save time, I've already prepared a dummy payload product. I'll send the request, and it works. Let's check the database again. If I select from the product table, you can see the new record is there. And if we check the product images table, the images were inserted as well. So everything is working as expected. So guys, that's it. I hope you found this strategy useful. Feel free to check the resources linked in the description, and thank you for watching.